Have you ever met someone who has a dogmatic opinion on absolutely everything, refuses to listen to advice, and yet their own life is a complete mess? We've all seen it. But here is the crazy part. This isn't a modern phenomenon. 3,000 years ago, King Solomon wrote about this exact person in the very first chapter of Proverbs, calling them the ultimate know-it-all who despises wisdom and discipline. If you stay with me until the end of this quiet reflection, you are going to discover the 3 massive traps that Solomon warns will ruin our peace, and the one daily habit that will protect your heart, no matter how chaotic the world gets around you. Let's start with the first trap, the pride of the know-it-all. In Proverbs chapter 1, verse 7, Solomon writes that the fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, but fools despise wisdom and instruction. Now, fear of the Lord doesn't mean cowering in terror. It means having a deep, profound respect and honor for God, realizing that He is God and we are not. The opposite of this respect is pride. A know-it-all has an opinion about everything, is completely closed to anything new, resents discipline, and refuses to learn. They think they have nothing left to understand. But wisdom starts when we humble ourselves and become teachable. This leads us to the second trap, the illusion of the easy route. Solomon warns us about the dangerous appeal of ill-gotten gain. He describes a group saying, "Come with us. Let's lie in wait for blood. We will get all sorts of valuable things." Sin is always enticing because it offers a quick, effortless shortcut to prosperity. It tells you that you can bypass hard work or make a quick buck. But Solomon uses a vivid illustration. How useless to spread a net in full view of all the birds. A bird is smart enough to fly away if it sees a net. Yet, we often walk right into traps we can clearly see. Solomon warns that chasing dishonest shortcuts always backfires, ultimately taking away the lives of those who get them. Now, before we look at the cure, here is a surprising fact that completely changed how I read this book. When we read the words fool or simple person in the Bible, we usually think of someone who isn't very smart. But in the original Hebrew language used in Proverbs, these words have nothing to do with IQ. Instead, a fool, or a simple one, refers to a character deficiency, things like stubbornness, laziness, or anger. A fool in the biblical sense isn't stupid. They are simply unable or unwilling to distinguish right from wrong. It's not an intellectual problem, it's a character problem. And that brings us to our third point. Wisdom is closer than you think. Solomon writes that wisdom calls aloud in the street, raising her voice in the public squares. This means God's wisdom isn't a secret code hidden away for a select few. It is practical, everyday insight, crying out in the middle of our busy, noisy lives. It's there when you're deciding how to treat your friends, how to spend your money, or how to react when you're angry. God is actively trying to guide us, but we have to tune out the noise to hear her. Because if we don't, the consequences are heavy. Solomon warns that if we continuously ignore wisdom, a day will come when trouble strikes like a sudden storm. In those moments of crisis, people cry out for help, but find no answer because they spent their lives actively hating knowledge and refusing to choose the fear of the Lord. They are left to eat the bitter fruit of their own decisions, but it doesn't have to end that way. Solomon closes the chapter with a beautiful promise in verse 33. But whoever listens to me will live in safety and be at ease without fear of harm. In a world full of anxiety and stress, God offers a life of security and peace, not because you'll never face trouble, but because when you walk in His wisdom, you are anchored. So, here is my quiet challenge for you tonight. What is one area of your life where you've been acting like a know-it-all? Instead of asking God for direction, let go of the pride, quiet the noise of the day, and listen to His voice. If this message brought you peace, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and let's keep growing in God's wisdom together. Sleep well, and I'll see you in the next video.